seems like the Democrats are wanting to jump all over the good doctor out there, Ben Carson, just because he said something very truthful, and that is he would be reluctant to vote for a an Islamic person running for president. And that's not a bad idea. And everybody talks about the amendment that says you can't judge them by their religion. But quite frankly, there's a couple of things. First of all, you read the very first amendment, which the founders evidently thought was the most important because it was number one. And what it says is no government can establish a religion. Well, a lot of people evidently are not familiar with the Quran. They're not reading the Quran, because if you read the Quran, that's exactly what the Islam is all about. It is about a religion that is a government, a theocracy. And so to put somebody in the White House, and we've kind of seen that a little bit with what we have in the White House. And I'm not saying that Obama's a Muslim, but I'm just simply saying if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, swims like a duck, has feathers like a duck, and looks like a duck, it's probably a duck. And this guy in the White House has certainly done everything he can to help Muslims and everything he can to hurt Christians. In fact, he has let 60% of the immigrants, the legal immigrants that have come to this country out of all the world, 60% of them have been Muslims. How many Christians that were getting killed? How many has he let in? Well, not many, if any. But that's not the point. Here's the point. The only religion being practiced in the United States right now that is absolutely forbidden by the First Amendment is Islam, because their religion demands a government and demands that the people believe in that religion. It's a, if you don't believe, you become a slave. That's what the Quran says. And these people that are being called extremists are nothing more than they're following the Quran. The ones that aren't extremists are just halfway believers. But the people that believe the Quran and take it at its word, they're what's being called the extremists. You need to read the Quran. You need to understand the Quran. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying to say, that having a Muslim president, to get beat up about that, here's the hypocrisy. Here's the absolute hypocrisy. And I don't know why, again, it's all right for the left to jump all over the right when they say something that's even true, but they disagree with. But for some reason, Republicans and conservatives won't say something that's right if they think it'll offend somebody. And that's why they lose. And they probably will lose this election because the Democrats could run Lucifer, and I think he'd win, for the simple reason they now have flooded America with about 50 million illegals, and half of them are going to be able to vote. You've got a lot of people in the cemeteries that are going to vote like they did last time and the time before that. You've also got, unfortunately, a lot of the black population, which really was bought into slavery by Johnson and has remained in slavery and has been hurt by it. Unfortunately, it's sad. But here's the biggest hypocrisy of jumping all over Mr. Carson. You name me, first of all, who's the party between the Republicans and the Democrats who by unanimous vote didn't want religion, but wanted God taken out of their platform on television. So you can't deny it happened, okay? I know that Democrats get up and say, well, they didn't take it out. Well, the only reason they didn't take it out is because leadership ignored the vote. Unanimous vote, they wanted God taken out of their platform in the last election. Okay, let's get past that. Name me one conservative organization or one Republican organization or one Tea Party organization that consistently fights against Christianity at every turn, wants anything to do with Christianity done away with. There's only one party in this country that funds those organizations, that fights for this, that preaches against it, that hates Christianity, and fights it at every turn. One party, the Democratic Party. And I defy anybody watching this that's going to get their pants in an uproar over this, all twisted, to find me a conservative group that wants to destroy Christianity in this country, destroy every symbol, some of them hundreds of years old, destroy every symbol of Christianity in this country, which this country was founded on. So, the only party that is funding the organizations wanting to do that, the only party that is doing that is the Democratic Party. I've often said I do not know how a Democrat can go to church on Sunday and go in the polling booth and vote for a Democrat, because those are two inconsistent things. You cannot be a Christian and, in my opinion, be a Democrat, because the only people trying to destroy religion in this country are the Democrats. So for them to get all upset about what Ben Carson said about Islam is absolutely stupid. And I will make one other point. In this country, you see blacks out protesting, Black Lives Matter. You see all kinds of people protesting. You see gays protesting. You see all kinds of people protesting. There are over 1 billion Muslims in this world, and they will protest if you say or do anything that might offend them about Muhammad, a cartoon, or if you say something, or if you make a video, even though it may be truthful. They will protest. If somebody who has been a Muslim woman tries to tell people the truth about how women are treated in that religion, they will get out, Muslims will get out and protest. My question is simply this: if there are so damn many good Muslims out there, why in the world have I never seen a large protest anywhere in the world, let alone in this country, protesting against the supposed extremists who are killing Muslims, killing children, doing it in the most horrendous way? And until they take to the streets by the hundreds of thousands around the world, don't try to tell me that there are good Muslims, because they could put an end to this terrorism stuff right away if they got rid of the imams that are preaching it, if they quit funding them. You know how much it costs to fund an army? I mean, are you kidding me? Somebody's paying for that. And I don't see anybody protesting what's going on when they burn Muslims, when they chop heads off of Christians or anything else. I don't see the supposed good Muslims taking to the streets. Now, does that mean every single Muslim is bad? No. But I guarantee you the percentage of them that are good Muslims and actually not practicing Muslims, because if they were practicing, they'd be in there with the terrorists. Read the Quran. It's an interpretation. They choose, and they should choose, to not interpret the bad stuff. But the ones that are following the Quran by the letter. But until they get out and protest in mass against what's happening around the world, this thing called terrorism, don't tell me that they're extremists. Not all Muslims are like that. Because I guarantee you, if a war breaks out in this country, it will be just like on 9/11. And we forget how many people in this country, and a lot of them were doctors, by the way, because I witnessed some, and I heard about plenty in my own hometown, who actually at work cheered when the towers fell. So don't tell me that Ben Carson should drop out of the race for saying something that's very honest. If you want to criticize somebody, criticize the Democrats. This is supposed to be a Christian country, not a Muslim country. Criticize the Democrats for trying to destroy the very religion that we're founded on. That's enough of that. And anybody that can point out that I'm wrong without just saying I'm wrong and yelling and screaming, but can give me some facts, then I'm going to stick by this.